Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. I know things look different this year, and we wish that we could see you in person. My name's Landon Fulkerson, and I'm excited to serve as an MC at this leadership luncheon for the 4th year in a row. If they ask me to do it next year, I think I should be an honoree. And I don't know what they're going to do once I get my eagle. I'd like to introduce my fellow MC, Taryn Lieb, for this virtual event. You might remember Taryn from her Scout speech at last year's leadership luncheon. How was your first year officially as a Scout been, Taryn?
Hey Landon, it's great to be here with you even though we have to talk through a plastic divider. My first year of scouting has been great. While the COVID-19 pandemic has made scouting a little different for all of us, I'm excited that we're still moving scouting forward. Our Council Scouting at Home program has allowed scouts like me and Landon to enjoy online merit badge clinics, camping at home, and SKC virtual camp. I've personally been able to do a few merit badge clinics, which is really helpful on my road to Eagle, and my troop has been doing some Zoom meetings.
That's great. I've enjoyed activities like National Youth Leadership Training, as well as merit badge clinics, and my troop has been doing a few in-person meetings, including canoeing and cycling. Just as scouting continues moving forward, let's get started with today's program.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
Thanks, Brazil E. Construction. Because of you, Scouts like me can participate in service projects.
Thanks, Settlemuter Electric. Because of you, Scouts like me can participate in flag ceremonies.
Thanks, Park National Bank and American Electric Power. Because of you, I can attend day camp and shoot BB guns.
I started as a Cub Scout, so I had no idea what it was. Kind of just thought it was just some after-school activity my mom wanted me to get into. As I got older, I eventually realized what scouting was, and I was like, oh, well, hey, might as well just stay into it.
Redwan's development through scouting, he always had a strong personality. He was definitely part of the troop, one of the guys. And they had their groups that they liked to hang in. The younger kids, the middle-aged kids, and then the older ones. He was just one of those kids that always had a bit of a following. And again, he had this magnetic personality that drew others to him. He was always upbeat. He was always very courteous. Sometimes a bit of a rascal, but they all are at 13, 14, 15, 16.
With scouting, you get to experience things that you wouldn't have just normally have done, okay? I'm a single mother, so, when Redwan would be doing something, we would all come. So my other kids would be involved. Pinewood Derby, it's not just him building a car. There's a place where, the family can build a car. So we also won we came home with 2 trophies one year because we won the family and he won first place. So, it was really nice to be able to have something that you can do as a family. And things, like I said, that you wouldn't, we necessarily wouldn't go rock climbing, but because they're doing it in the scouting, then we're doing.
I encourage all of my scouts to be active in sports. Redwan wrestled. He had the little park that he took care of and maintained. He also was president of the National Society of Black Engineers. He had a side business, his shaved ice business.
My business, I'm the CEO of Redwan's Egyptian Ice. So right now we're just taking a franchise of a company and recreating it into our own. We basically are a food cart. We sell ice cream, candy, chips, things like that. We go to festivals. We used to be at Old Hilliard at the splash pad. We would do things like that. So that's my business. And we saw one day we were setting up and we saw that I forget the exact company, but the company had adopted a park, and they adopted this park, and we were like, oh hey, we should adopt this park. But we couldn't adopt the exact park, but since I live right next to a park, we decided to adopt that park.
Redwan is definitely a leader. He was already a leader, I think, at a young age. He would have to sit at the teacher's desk, and I'm like, why would it, oh my goodness, why does my son have to sit at the teacher's desk? And the teacher was saying, well, if I set him somewhere else, everyone is focusing on him there, but if he sits up here with me, then everyone will focus on me. So he was a leader, and he continued to be a leader through scouting. It helped him in sports. He earned sportsmanship award in soccer at Hilliard-Davidson High School here in Hilliard. He also earned his senior year the Coaches Award for soccer at Hilliard-Davidson High School here in Hilliard. So I was very proud of that. He's also he became an entrepreneur in the 7th grade, and he also has a movie credit. And he did that in the 6th grade. So I think that just being a part of scouting just helped him to, not be afraid to explore different things.
Scouting has helped me a lot. I know because me as an African American, there's not a lot of people like that in scouting. And it was kind of hard for me at points because my friends were like, oh, why are you doing scouting? Scouting's for little kids. You're just going camping. But that didn't really get to me. And then going through scouting, it taught me to persevere, make sure that no matter what other people say, do what you want to do, or just stay true to yourself. Scouting is something that has changed my life, and I know it'll change every person who goes in through scouting and finishes it, not just comes in a little bit. Actually, even if they do come in a little bit, scouting will change your life.
I don't know about you, Landon, but I'm inspired by Redwan's dedication to keeping the park and his community clean and well taken care of.
And it's pretty cool how he started his own business. Way to show your community what it means to be a scout, Redwan.
Community is incredibly important to scouting. As you heard earlier, a scout is helpful, and community service is just one way a scout can serve and help others. Simon Kenton Council's 2020 Community Leadership Award recipient understands the importance of serving their community. This award is given to an organization that embodies the values of scouting, a commitment to quality and dedication to community service. Let's hear more about this year's honoree.
As you know, we're living in a digital age. Our students love computers, tablets, their video games. But when Boy Scouts come to the school, it gives them an advantage to get outdoors, to explore nature, to use their hands, to use their minds, to think outside of the box.
A lot of our kids come from homes that are single family or just untraditional. Let's just say that piece. And they said, when they're grown now, they're now in jobs, management, they say, hey, where you learn to scouting? They say scouting. You really get a true good leader, and that's what's so important, the leadership and the family's understanding, hey, we're working as a team. It takes a village to raise a child. And a lot of them say, you know what? People are so shocked about my leadership skills because when I say where I'm from, they don't expect it. And scouting is about leadership.
I've seen our students light up when they hear me in the morning on Thursdays. I say, today is scoutings. Meet your troop leader in the library. Make sure you grab your lunch. And if I don't say that, and I go into the classroom and say, we don't have Boy Scouts today, say, unfortunately not today. And so that hasn't happened a lot, but our students, they are aware of scouting days. Project Camp is huge. So it's an all-day event. I love it, number one, because it's free. Number two, it's explorational. Number three, it fits our school standards. And number four, it gives the school a chance to get outside of the building. And so it's always great to have those enrichment activities, those educational learning experiences outside. You know, it's different from going into a museum or going to a factory and doing an exploration of their organization. When you get outside and actually explore nature, you can take those experiences and take them home and experience it over and over and over again. And that's something that I know that our students have enjoyed, as well as our teachers, because then you can do those cross-curricular activities, including reading and science and social studies, and continue those connections when we come back into the classroom.
Working with the kids in the school, it's been an opportunity to introduce camping to a lot of children. From my experiences being in the program, a lot of kids would never get the experience of camping. And when they get there, from the boys and the girls who have gone out to camping out there, they really like it. First time, you know, they are like, hey, I want to do this or whatever. It's not a cool thing. Once they go and they get sense to, you know, do the archery or, you know, making the crafts and being outside and just all the activities out there, and, you know, some of the parents are there, they see that there's a whole new world that they may have never been introduced to.
I would like to say congratulations to Columbus City Schools and the Boy Scouts organization on your partnership, and just another year of triumphs and victory and overcoming different battles. And just seeing this partnership flourish has been not only good for schools, but our students overall. So thank you and congratulations.
I want to definitely congratulate the Columbus City School for their leadership and dedication to the Simon Kenton Boy Scouts of America. You have been great. You have been a great supporter for our young men and women who has come through the school program. And, you know, just congratulations, and look forward to continue working with you.
Hello, this is Talisa Dixon, Superintendent and CEO of Columbus City Schools. I am honored and excited to accept this Community Leadership Award from the Simon Kenton Council of the Boy Scouts of America. On behalf of Columbus Board of Education, our educators, families, and school volunteers, thank you for recognizing the district's contributions to the community through our partnerships with Scouting. I would also like to thank Scout Executive Jeff Moe for his continued partnership and engagement with Columbus City Schools. When I think of the Boy Scouts, now Scouts BSA, I think of the great outdoors, leadership, and service. As an educator, I know learning outside the classroom is an important part of a student's education. Outdoor learning stimulates the brain and improves communication skills. It also helps to develop teamwork and critical thinking skills to help tackle and face real-life situations. Through our partnership with the Simon Kenton Council, CCS students have participated in 2 programs, Project Camp and Scout Reach. Both of these programs have helped more than 2,000 elementary school students learn necessary life skills such as leadership and community service, teamwork, and respect through hiking, camping, and outdoor games, even providing the financial resources to help form Club Scout packs in areas where students don't often have the opportunity to experience nature in its purest form. For city kids, this exposure can be quite rare. Experiencing the wonders of our environment is powerful. I learned firsthand this summer when I went camping for the first time in my life. Not once, but twice I visited 2 Ohio parks. Getting outside and learning about our environment is a great way to cope with this pandemic. What I've also learned as an educator is the importance of partnerships. They help us thrive, especially when those partnerships share a common mission. Like the Scouts BSA, Columbus City Schools aims to prepare our young people for leadership and service. It is that leadership and service that would help our children not only survive, but succeed in a global community. Together, we can make a difference in the lives of our community's students. From everyone at Columbus City Schools, thank you again for honoring us with this Community Leadership Award.
Congratulations, Columbus City Schools. Your leadership and generosity in our community is unparalleled, and we appreciate your support to the Scout Reach program.
Thanks Overmeyer, Hall Associates, and Romanoff Electric. Because of your support, Scouts like me can conquer their fears.
Thanks, Ice Miller. Because of you, Scouts like me can sell popcorn. Thanks, Seals Construction. Because of you, Scouts like me can make friends.
Hey Landon, did you know that a gift of $175 can provide an at-risk youth with the opportunity to be a scout regardless of their circumstances?
I didn't know that. That's like 48 cents a day. And it sounds like such an easy way to ensure that every kid in our communities can become a scout and learn the leadership skills that scouting offers. How can I help?
It's simple. Spread the word and tell an adult to visit skcscouts.org/leadership or scan the QR code on the screen to give.
Awesome. I'll text my grandma. She always supports everything I do.
If you're ready to donate, take a moment to pledge your support to a scout in your community. While you're doing that, I'd like to introduce our next video.
Wait, I thought I was introducing the next video.
You focus on texting your grandma, and I'll introduce this one. Family values and scouting go hand in hand. Let's hear from Mr. Reuben Miner and his son, David, about their scouting experience and why the Miners believe that scouting builds a firm foundation of character.
So how I started Scouts was, I was at a birthday party, and my dad and my friend Colson's dad met.
And we started talking about scouting because he is an Eagle Scout, so he sells Scouts, the program, everywhere he goes, literally. And he said, hey, since David and Colson are good friends, maybe you can just have them, come over after school because they're in the same school. Say, sounds great. And then they can stay at the house and you just meet us at scouting at night. And so we did, and that's how I got involved. I think it's a great way that we have bonded more as father and son. I remember David, when we were taking a walk at summer camp last year at Seven Ranges. We just kind of took a walk by the water after all the events was over, and we just had a really heart-to-heart conversation. And I think it just is a special time for parents that are involved with their kids, because it just adds, to me, I call it another layer of relationship, and I have thoroughly enjoyed that, and I feel like we are not just father and son, but really partners, if you will, on a journey.
Scouting's helped me feel more confident, and I see it in my schoolwork.
Yeah, I've noticed with David, he's become really confident in what he does. He's quiet-natured, but I've noticed he speaks up now more often. He's found a sense of self being a part of scouting. I think he's found his community, his tribe, if you will. And so there's a comfort he has among his peers. And now he's a junior scout leader, and I see him just really evolving into a wonderful young leader.
One of my favorite experiences in camp was archery. I challenged one of the staff to see who's the better archer, and I was.
David was afraid of water, and last year at summer camp Seven Ranges, I've noticed that with him, if I give him space to figure it out on his own, he will do well. If I push him, that doesn't work out as well. And he took the initiative to go to the lifeguard to get extra lessons for swimming, to pass his swim test on his own. And that made me proud as a dad, number one, because I wanted him to pass. Two, it gave me a peek into his character that he doesn't quit. And I think if he had not been exposed to scouting, he would have never had the fortitude to press on, to overcome. And now this kid, who used to be terrified of water, jumps off the deep end with no issues. What dad couldn't be proud of that?
What an inspiring story, David and Mr. Miner. Thank you so much for taking the time to share with us. Our second award recipient of this afternoon is receiving a prestigious National Boy Scouts of America recognition. The Whitney M. Young Jr. Service Award recognizes outstanding service in underserved communities. Let's hear more about this year's recipient.
Kurt Moody, all the way from the beginning, has had the most admirable career. He started out in architecture school at a time when architecture was truly a white man's business. There were only 2 African Americans in his architecture program when he was in it. He also had the added difficulty, a challenge of playing basketball for a Division I program. The architecture program is very rigorous. There's a lot of time required, and so is Division I sports with the travel and the practices and other things. And somehow or another, Kurt was able to maintain strict discipline, good efficiency, good time management to handle both of those. Then he started out at the very bottom of the architectural practice.
Kurt has always been a very strong proponent of women and minorities. I started in 1990, and as strange as it seemed, at the age that I'm at now, it seems like the 1990s or the 1980s, which was the decade that I graduated in, it would have been equal. It wasn't like the 60s, but it really was not. And though I worked at good companies, I really was not equal. And when I came here, from the time I walked in the door, I felt a different kind of mindset or a different mantra. So to me, it was obvious that he's a very egalitarian person. Everybody's on a level playing field.
It's hard to go anywhere and not see something that my father's touched in the community that really does shine as an example or give youth a touchstone of, look what he was able to do, maybe I could do it too. In my opinion, I think that's why he's deserving of this type of award, because he's so not outwardly spoken about all the things he's done, and yet everyone becomes so aware of the type of impact he's had. It's incredible.
Legacy House Project is something that we undertook a couple of years ago. It pretty much was the brainchild of Kurt Moody, who kind of was the person that established the parameters associated with the project. There were a lot of different things that we knew we wanted to be responsible for, specifically the neighborhood that it would go into, the kind of family that we would serve, the fact that the design would be cutting edge because we're a design firm. It would be small and manageable, that it would be sustainable. So a lot of the construction initiatives and materials that we use were sustainable, which is really important for global warming and all kinds of issues. So there was a lot of parameters that he structured. And then in typical Kurt Moody fashion, he kind of gave people the challenge and they rose to the occasion.
I was part of the group that selected the family that was going to receive the Legacy House without a lot of strings or rules attached, and that's Kurt Moody again. He didn't want a lot of control over the project. He was so respectful of the young woman who was going to gain access to the title to a new house. And he didn't want to put her in a position of discomfort. He didn't want this to be a big news media thing. He wanted to serve as an example that one person can do one thing that can greatly change a family's life. And it was so exciting to be there with Kurt Moody and his wife the day that the family came to see the house for the first time. And just to watch the sheer joy of this happening without Kurt needing to take center stage and say, I did this. He didn't do that at all. He was very quiet. And it was very easy then for the family to move in without feeling a lot of pressure.
We knew with the Legacy House that it was not going to completely reshape a neighborhood. It would be transformational for one family. But what has been interesting since then is to see the impact, the way my father describes it as, a drop in the ocean that can, begin to create waves. By others witnessing his drive and excitement to push for, say, hey, we recognize it won't change that broadly, but we're just going to do as much as we can. And then to see the ripple of the impact of others who are saying, well, no, I can't completely transform a neighborhood, but I can do this one little thing. And then when you start to see the echo and ripple of all of those people combined who are saying, that same voice of, no, I can't do it all, but I can do my part. I can do a part. And now we start to step back and say, the recognition of it is creating changes in neighborhoods, in communities, intentionally impacting, call it the impact of affordable housing broadly, because everybody's bought into that same mindset of, no, I can't individually change everything, but I can do my part.
Kurt, congratulations on winning the Whitney M. Young Jr. Award, which is so richly deserved. My admiration for you has always been great, and it just continues to grow. You're just an incredible person with an incredible legacy, and I just couldn't be happier to not only be a business associate of yours, but also to be a friend.
So congratulations, Kurt Moody. You deserve this one.
Hi, Kurt. I wanted to personally congratulate you for being the recipient this year for the Whitney M. Young Jr. Service Award. Can't think of anyone that would deserve it more than you, so congratulations.
Congratulations on winning this award. You truly have earned it. You deserve all of the praise. Congratulations.
First of all, I want to thank the Boy Scouts and everyone that nominated me for this great award. I am very appreciative of having received this name award twice. I was the Whitney Young Award recipient for the American Institute of Architects several years ago, which is a symbol, an individual that symbolizes something that I can only aspire to. I really appreciate all of those, Sandy, Eileen, Jonathan, Mark, and any comments they've made before this. But I'm really one of those individuals that believes that the people help contribute to this kind of thing. It's not one individual. I am the one that's receiving it, but it's on the backs of so many other people doing so many wonderful things. Over my career, I've been fortunate to have done a lot of different project types. I'm proud of all of them, really. There's some significant ones in my career. One was the Schottenstein Center when we designed that for Ohio State. And that was a milestone for our firm. The Olympics in 1996, working on the preliminary basketball arena those are highlights. But more recently, we've been able to take some of the charitable contributions that our firm has been fortunate to be able to have through the years and concentrate on helping someone, some family, some individual that has no ability to pay back. As you know, in a business, sometimes you're sought after to go to dinners, to golf outings, and contribute things. But it's normally from people that you've done business with, you're very aware of, and you do it because of who they are and the cause. And there's many great causes. But rarely do you get to do something where you don't know who the end product is going to be, who's going to receive it. I have been beneficial of doing that for the Legacy House. We conceptualized the Legacy House that we plan to do every year for all of our offices at their locations around the country, where we design, build, and actually donate the money for a mortgage-free property to be given to someone that we don't identify. Sandy and others helped us identify a needing family in the Linden area, which we were able to then contribute the house. We had a lot of other donors and sponsors that helped donate materials, some labor, different things as well. And we appreciate that. And the Metropolitan Housing Authority for Columbus actually donated the property. So we had a lot of partners. But this is something that we hope will catch on in the industry, in our architectural industry, that others will do something similar to help someone who needs the help, but normally isn't offered these kinds of things. So we're just fortunate that our firm has reached a point that we had the resources to do that. And I want to thank everybody involved and all the past contributors, all our staff who raised funds for interior build-outs and furniture on their own without asking. And so we appreciate it. And again, I want to thank the Boy Scouts for the Whitney Young Junior Award. Thank you.
Congratulations, Mr. Moody. Because of you, our community is a better place to live.
Thanks to Kimball Midwest and Moody Nolan. Because of your support, Scouts like me go camping with our families.
Thanks to George Eigel and Co. Because of you, I'm able to shoot archery the first time and hit a bullseye.
Thanks to Mutzel Plumbing and Heating Company. Because of you, I get to unplug from the technology and experience nature.
You know, Taryn. I took a moment to tell my grandma to donate. Now it's your turn.
Awesome. I'm going to text my rich uncle.
Since I don't have a rich uncle, I'm asking you to donate to Scouting. Normally, we have pledge cards for our attendees to fill out, but this year, you don't need a pen to commit your support to Scouting. Simply open your camera app, scan the QR code on your screen, and bam! You can make sure Scouts in need can go to camp, earn merit badges, and learn critical life skills that will serve them throughout adulthood.
What are you looking forward to the most in 2021, Landon?
Probably seeing more of my friends and going to summer camp. My dad and I are also making plans to maybe go to Iceland for their national jamboree. What about you?
Okay, that's really cool. I'm just excited to go to summer camp, but I'm also hoping to go to Sea Base with my troop. I have so much fun in Scouting. With the first year of girls being involved, let's hear it from Troop 7365 about their experiences in Scouting.
I got involved in Scouting because my dad was an Eagle Scout, and I was really interested in it because my brothers were in Cub Scouts, and I helped with their campouts.
My dad and my grandpa were both in it, and then my brother was in it, and so they just recommended it. Scouting's definitely helped me with my confidence and helped me allow myself to make mistakes, because I'm usually like, if I make a mistake, if I think I'm gonna make a mistake, I don't want to do it. But now Scouting's allowed me, like, you make a mistake, try again.
Some of the traits that I think girls are learning through Scouting right now is how to communicate with other people, not on the computer so much, but face to face. They're learning how their body language and how they hold themselves impact their communication. And I think in the future, communication between people will be much better, especially among Scouters or people involved in Scouting, because they understand the silent message in communication, and they get away from hiding behind the computer. So between leadership and communication, I think those are the two big skills that Scouts take into the future, into their adult life.
Definitely one of the big things is talking to adults. Because before, I didn't really want to talk to adults because, like, it was not that fun. But then in Scouting, I was kind of forced to, so I learned better, and I've gotten a lot better at it.
Going into Scouts, I had one friend, and like that brought us super close together. But then
like going in and building a new troop completely from scratch was super fun, because then I met all of these new people and like a whole bunch of new friends, and I'm like, these are going to be some lifetime friendships right here, just because we've all bonded over the same things. We've been out camping in the middle of nowhere all together.
The whole troop, we're just like a giant friend group, and everyone in the troop is so nice and sweet to each other. It's just like everyone's accepting of everyone. We all understand each other, and we're all friends.
I have developed a lot of friendships because of scouting, and I have developed a lot of really close bonds and understandings. I know a lot of like character traits of my friends and just a lot of other things, and it's helped me to realize that I don't have to be far away or be left out in a group, and I can interact with other people and friends.
One of the things I'm just thrilled about seeing female Eagle Scouts out in the world now is just that there's female Eagle Scouts, but it's going to be super cool to see both female and male Eagle Scouts, you know, when they're in the work world or working on teams. They have a common language, they have a common verbiage that they can use with each other. It's exciting to see how scouting as a whole now for girls and boys, it really just is. It's a great organization to teach leadership skills across the board, and couldn't be happier.
It gives you like a good resume, so like when like you feel like a job interview, they say, oh, you're an Eagle Scout.
Scouting is amazing. I love it. I'm super glad I joined. I made fantastic friends.
It's so great to have girls involved in scouting. Taryn and I could talk all day about how much fun scouting is. But it's time for me to make one final introduction. It is my pleasure to introduce Simon Kenton Council's Scout Executive, Jeff Moe.
Thanks, Landon and Taryn. You've both done an amazing job as MCs for our first ever virtual leadership event. And thanks to everyone joining us as we've honored Curtis Moody, Columbus City Schools, and celebrated scouting in Central and Southern Ohio and Northern Kentucky. The COVID-19 pandemic has challenged us all, in our personal lives, in our communities, and across the country and the world. Over the past 6 months, I've been inspired by the many ways our scouts, leaders, and families have kept scouting moving forward. As Taryn and Landon have told you, scouting hasn't stopped. Our families continue to take full advantage of the leadership and citizenship training that scouting provides. Our programs wouldn't be possible without the generous support of our corporate sponsors and individual funders. Your dedication to scouting and young people throughout our 19 counties has enabled our staff to continue supporting more than 5,600 volunteers who deliver our programs to over 17,000 scouts. These are challenging times, but your contributions ensure that we can make a difference in the lives of youth, developing them into future employees, community leaders, and engaged citizens. We're grateful for your support.
Well said, Mr. Moe.
Before we close, I'd like to set the stage with something for you to think about. Picture a future without scouting. Scouts just do badges and stuff, right? What's the big deal about us not earning a few badges? There would be no summer camps for thousands of us. So what? A few less mosquito bites. But that also means no skills learned that lead young people like me to their future careers. No friendships built around a campfire, and there would be no character outlet for thousands of kids like me in our communities.
Now picture their future with scouting, a future of a thoughtful, generous, respectful, reliable, and a prepared generation. My generation. If you ask a scout, we might reply, yeah, I earn badges, but mostly I have fun. Our leaders will say they develop leadership qualities, strengthen their character, and learn lifelong skills in the great outdoors. Our parents will say, my children build things, go places, develop confidence, and prove to themselves that they can overcome obstacles. Your donation to scouting is the catalyst to positive experiences for kids like us.
As businesses and community leaders, you know how important character is. You know how important leadership skills are. People with these qualities help organizations and communities thrive. For generations, scouting has given kids like me the tools to develop character and grow as leaders. let's look forward to giving that opportunity for generations to come.
Simon Kenton Council staff and volunteers work hard to make our programs accessible to all kids, no matter our circumstances. Ladies and gentlemen, we're asking you to lead by example today to ensure that the leaders of tomorrow are prepared.
A gift of just $365, or just $1 a day, supports 2 Scouts for 1 whole year. If you are able to support more, give it a level that makes you feel good. Your gift of any amount will make a difference.
Whatever your gift, your contributions are deeply appreciated, and please know your money will be put to work right here in our community, supporting parents and youth in our neighborhoods.
Thank you. Thank you to everyone who has attended today's virtual program. If you haven't already, please take a moment to donate and support Scouting by scanning the QR code on your screen now or visiting skcscouts.org/leadership. Every dollar helps.
Thank you all for making us a part of your day and for your generous support of local Scouting. Stay safe and healthy, and we hope to see you next year at the 2021 Leadership Luncheon.